Hey everyone, welcome back to IGN Live at E3 2018. I'm Alana and I'm here with Jen O'Neill to talk about the Crash and Sane trilogy. Now, obviously we're not talking about the PS4 version that is already out, but I did want to start with one kind of broad question. When this was announced, people were so excited. Did you guys expect that at all?
You know, we saw that the fans were craving it, had been asking for it for a long time, but the level of excitement, no, it definitely surprised us.
I actually went to VidCon last year, and I was interviewing people and asking what game they were most excited about that year, and everyone was saying Crash, and that's even a demographic of people that's a lot younger than average. People who were 12 were saying Crash Bandicoot.
I know, it's amazing. I think there's a real hunger for this kind of game again, and I think, Crash really fills that need to want to play a really fun and hard platformer.
Yeah, and you guys actually have new content coming out June 29th.
Yes.
You've got a new level. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So on June 29th, we're coming out on other platforms. So we're going to be out on Xbox, Xbox One, Switch. For PC players, we'll be out on Steam. And as a big thank you to all of our fans, Vicarious Visions has created a brand new level. It's called Future Tense.
Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now.
Yes, we're looking at Future Tense. So you can access it right away. You don't have to unlock anything. You can just hop right in and start playing.
Can you play it from the start of the game, or is it considered kind of like an end game level, like you'll have to make sure Crash is upgraded to be able to play through it?
I think it depends on your style of play. If you want to challenge yourself, then certainly you can start playing right away. I personally like to get the other abilities because I like to use the bazooka when I have especially challenging hazards. But certainly if you want to give yourself a challenge and jump right in, you certainly can.
Okay. So what's kind of the vision behind the level?
So the vision is, essentially there were two other future levels in Warped, and what we wanted to do is have our own spin on it. Spin. Our future, we believe the future is bright, so we've got it's a brightly lit level, there's new kinds of hazards. While it is a brand new level, it is inspired from from a cut level, which was the waterfall level. So if you go a bit further into the game, you'll see that there's some hazards that are reminiscent of the water wheel from the waterfall level. But again, we wanted to put our own flavor on it. We created new hazards. There's a lot of things to explore. So it's definitely a challenging level, not quite as challenging as Stormy Ascent.
Okay.
It's definitely challenging.
Good to know.
There's a lot to explore, so you can challenge yourself with the hard platforming, but also take a look around and find some unique areas as well.
How exciting was it for you guys as a studio to get to make your own level like this?
Oh, well, extremely exciting.
Yeah.
Because you have to realize that we had been working on the entire trilogy for so long, and in the process of working on it, we were learning how to make this kind of a game. It was actually a really cool educational experience to understand how Naughty Dog made a game like this. And so with that learning, we were able to take that forward into this level.
You guys even had a lot of changes sort of since the launch of the Insane trilogy. You guys have iterated a lot of changes. You've kind of fixed some things that people have found difficult. Are we going to get any extra content like that on June 29th?
What we've done in the past is still there. So for those of you, we really thought about the modern gamer and how there's some quality of life additions that we needed to add to make it slightly less painful. So, you die a lot in this game, and we wanted to be sensitive to that. So we added more checkpoints after a certain point. You get access to the Ocumask a bit more if you're struggling. So, we want people to really be able to enjoy the content and experience it all. And so those additions help with that player. Yeah.
And now it's coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yes.
Are you guys excited about that? It seems like everyone else is.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just being able to take this on the road and, be on the plane, be on the bus, and be able to play your Crash Bandicoot and try to get your, do the time trials and get your best times. I mean, this is definitely a really great game for that on-the-go experience.
Yeah.
So we're super excited that we're able to come out on Switch. Earlier, Kyle was, my friend here, Kyle's playing on the Xbox One, and we're able to push the graphics even more. So 4K HDR is looking really great. When we do our day one patch release for PS4, that will be in HDR as well. So you're going to get even more enhanced graphics. It's a beautiful game. Certainly, might make you want to upgrade your TV if you haven't already.
Finally get that 4K. I mean, it's a good time for me to ask is how has it been working with all this different hardware with the Xbox One X, with the PS Pro, and with the Switch?
What we always try to find what's unique and special about each one of these, but Vicarious Visions has a long history with working on multi-platform platform games and really trying to do our best to bring what's unique out of each one of these platforms. So I think we've done a really nice job here, and I think players of each one of these will appreciate the love and care that we've put into this.
Again, on a more broad level, can I ask? It's such a beloved franchise. What was it like when people finally started playing the Insane Trilogy and you were seeing all these reactions online? Like, how did everyone in the studio feel when that was happening?
Just humbled and honored that, something that we worked on meant so much to people. I mean, people were so emotional about it because this is such a big part of their childhoods, and hearing the stories, hearing about how fans would talk about when I was a kid, this was the game that I grew up with. Me and my brother or sister, we would just pass the controller back and forth over and over again until we could master the level.
Yeah, my sister and I did that.
And what's actually kind of cool is it's been 20 years, and some of these folks are now parents themselves and are able to introduce something that's so beloved to them to their own children. So that's a big honor for us to be able to do that. And then on top of it, to be able to introduce a brand new level, again, for all of those folks who are really into speed running and setting records, well, now they have a new piece of content that they get to do that with.
I actually did read a little bit about how you guys kind of have that as a focus for the new level. Can you delve into how you've kind of fostered that a little bit?
Sure. The team that was working on it really thought about speedrunning. They're speedrunners themselves. I mean, you don't want to touch some of the folks that are working at VV. But they really were looking at how can you get into a rhythm as you're progressing through the level. And it does have that feeling where if you optimize your run and you're able to hit all of those jumps just right, you never have to stop. You can just run right through the entire level, and that was really important for the team to get that right.
To make sure that it's just a lot of forward momentum, basically.
Yes, exactly.
Is there any challenges that maybe people wouldn't realize about making a modern Crash level? Like, what was one of the hardest things about having to create that?
Oh gosh,
I'm sure there's a lot of challenges there, but
yeah, I think it's that balance of making sure that you're appealing to all different kinds of Crash players, because yes, there is the speedrunner, but there's also the more casual player that just wants to explore the world and just enjoy what Crash is. So making sure that there's all kinds of variables in the gameplay is just something that's a little extra challenging.
So I wouldn't be surprised if you can't talk too much about this, but has working on this level made the studio feel a little inspired to maybe make a new Crash game?
Well, there's nothing I can talk about right now at all, but certainly, who knows? Who knows what the future
Everyone
holds.
hopes so, but no, I totally knew you would say that. But I did want to ask, just for the trilogy as a whole, what was your favorite thing about working on it?
On the entire franchise, or just the...
Both.
Oh,
What's the best thing about working on Crash?
The best thing, there are so many things, so many moments. I mean, I can think of a really fun moment for me was just, seeing the whole studio just get energized by it, and we had our own speedrun competitions, and
That's really cool.
You know, seeing everybody, like we're fans too. We're not just developers on this. Like we grew up with this, and you know, being able to work on something like this is like it's a dream come true. So
yeah,
certainly that was a really great moment for us.
So for anyone out there who has never played Crash, who might be able to play it on June 29th on the new platforms, what would you say to get those people into Crash?
You know, Crash is like no other game that's currently out there. I feel like Crash himself has such a great deal of charm, you know, and we also have Coco, his sister, that you can play with. And, you know, it's just a fun game to challenge yourself and just experience again and again. And super watchable. I think it's really fun to play with a group of people and hand off the controller and see who can make it through the best.
So actually, like before we wrap this up, just that's the thing that I wanted to throw to is when Insane Trilogy was still demoing, I was passing the controller back and forward with my mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who'd never played Crash before, but had seen my sister and I playing it when we were kids. And so she tried it, and she was getting really good at it. It was probably like one of the proudest moments I've had with my mom, being like, she's actually getting really good at Crash, and it's hard. So I think you're right that one of the best things about the entire Crash franchise is that it's very, very accessible. And
oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I actually, so I have twins. They're 5 years old, and I definitely have handed them the controller and have them play. And you know, if they're gonna represent me correctly, they really need to be good. So I make them practice.
That's their homework.
Some kids practice piano. My children practice Crash. That's what we do in my house.
Ever. That's the greatest. All right. So when can everyone who's not on PS4 get their hands on Crash Insane Trilogy?
So
just a reminder.
If you have an Xbox One, if you have a Switch, if you're a PC player, it's available on June 29th. For PS4 players, definitely come back and play it again, because Future Tense is going to be available on June 29th. This Friday, if you haven't downloaded our Stormy Ascent level that we added last year, that's going to be free for PS4 players. So please come back, download it, and check it out.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
For more on everything E3 2018, stay right here on IGN.